What is going on, YouTube? Lamont at large, always at the scene of the crime. I'm walking down Randolph Street here in Indianapolis, Indiana. Today I'm going to talk about and show you the location of where a quadruple murder occurred on March 13th, 2021, in which 4 people, again, were murdered. The victims being 44-year-old Tamika Brown, her son, 23-year-old Daquan Moore, his cousin, 35-year-old Anthony Johnson, and Tamika Brown's granddaughter, Eve Moore, 7 years of age. So let's go back to that week, back in March of 2021. A man by the name of Malik Halfacre was dating Genetrius Moore, who would be the daughter of the murder victim, Tamika Brown. Together, they had a baby. He was the father of the 6-month-old baby they had together, but he was not the father of Genetrius's 7-year-old daughter, Eve. If you describe this Malik character, 2 things come to mind. Always carried a gun wherever he was, always armed, and he was very, very lazy. This guy did not want to work. It was his mission in life to not work, not to do anything. So during the whole pandemic thing, a lot of people lost their jobs, a lot of businesses closing down. And Genetrius, she worked at a hair supply store here in Indianapolis. They closed down for a little while, and of course the government was giving out loan money to tide everybody over during this crazy time. So she received a check for $1,400, like a lot of Americans did. She gets her check, and Malik says, "I want half of that check." And she says, "No, you're not getting half of this check." And he says, "I want half of that check." He goes, "Why can't I get it?" She says, "Well, number one, you don't have a job. You don't do anything. You don't give me money. You do absolutely nothing at all. This money's for me and my child. I'm not working right now." And he says, "Come on, let me get half." She says, "No." They go arguing back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Finally, she says she's tired of this loser bothering her. So she says, "Listen, I'll give you $450. And he refused the $450. He said, "No, I want the $700. He says, quote, "I'm going to get that money." He left the house. He comes back later that night around 9:30 p.m., pulls out a gun, shoots Daquan twice, bam, bam. Shoots Anthony Johnson. I believe he shot Tamika Brown afterwards, and then finally took the gun, pointed it at 7-year-old Eve, who was supposed to have a birthday party the following day. She had just turned 7 a few days ago. Shoots and kills her. Turns the gun, shoots the mother of his baby, Genetrius. She screams, like, "What are you doing? I'm gonna die. Take me to the hospital." He grabs Genetrius, the baby. They get into the car. He forgets the baby's bottle, runs back into the house, and shoots Daquan again and Anthony. He's just murdered 4 people. He takes the baby to his sister's house, drops Genetrius off, and then proceeds to go to his friend's house and hides out for a day until SWAT team came, fired tear gas at a house not too far from here, and eventually they apprehended him, charged him with 4 counts of murder. What's really disgusting about this story, other than killing somebody, killing 4 people, over $700, is the fact that he should have already been in prison, because back in 2017, he had shot somebody 5 times, almost killed them. The only reason why he's not in prison for that shooting today is because the man that he shot didn't want to press charges. Either he was too scared, or there's a street code, if you will, stop snitching, some of the kids say. And prosecutors were very frustrated with getting a conviction on this creep. And eventually they had to settle with the charge of, and I'm not making this up, they didn't even charge him with shooting him or even firing a firearm. They charged him with pointing a firearm. He did about 4 months in jail for shooting and almost killing somebody, shooting them 5 times. He had a restraining order against him when the shooting occurred. Very violent individual, very, very violent. And if you see the gray house right there where the truck is parked, that is the location of where the murders occurred. Just a very, very disturbing, crazy story. For PPP money, for government money.
He wanted some of Genitrius's tax money and stimulus money. She had just got her money, and he wanted half of her money. She said, "No, you don't deserve any of this. I work, I take care of our child, you don't do anything." Daquan was trying to save his sister. He was taking up for his sister. He stood up and said, she said, "You cannot have the money. You cannot have her money." That's what she said. And pushed Malik. And Malik pulled out the gun and just started killing everybody.